here to talk to us tonight about why more women need to fail. Please welcome the amazing Mary Fenwick.
I work with people who want to change the world, men and women who want the process of decision making. So whenever there's a room of people who are deciding something really important that affects the rest of us, that group of people are going to reflect the people who are affected by their decision. So I often talk about working with women who want to step up into public life, but I work with men and women. I use this metaphor of women in public life are almost like the canary in the coal mine. If you can't even manage to get women incorporated into the public facet of your business and decision making, then you're a long, long way from incorporating minority groups. I'm not going to say other minority groups because women are not a minority. My story starts with, there's the format of 3 Irish people walk into a pub. This is 3 Kiwis walk into a car manufacturing plant. It's McLaren Automotive in Woking, near where I live. McLaren is a global brand. It's quite a male brand, actually. By far the majority of their employees are men, they're engineers. By far the majority of their customers are men who buy these cars starting at like $250,000. And by far the majority of the audience for the Formula One is men. The other Kiwi in the room represents, in this context, Google. He set up a business that was bought by Google, and they are creating the world's biggest group of machine learning specialists. So they have the capacity to create an artificial intelligence that can learn. And you probably don't need me to tell you that in this area where, the geek will inherit the earth, the majority of those geeks at the moment are men. So the Google guy knows that this is an interest of mine, and he says, we want to get more female software engineers. And we've been really struggling with this, and we can't understand why we can't find more female software engineers. But our HR team discovered that there's already a conference going on in the States for women who are interested in technology. It's called the Grace Hopper Conference. And they've got 18,000 women on their mailing list. So the HR recruitment team went to this conference, and lo and behold, they're coming away, they have recruited 60 female software engineers. So this guy who's a Kiwi, and his name is Shane, which is so perfect when you're a Kiwi, says he took 2 things out of that experience. Number 1 was, we haven't been looking in the right places for the women. The women are there, but we need to go to them. The other one, which related a bit more directly to what I can actually change, was when the HR recruitment team asked these women, who they are now recruiting, if they would have applied to Google if Google hadn't come to find them. The overwhelming majority of those women said no, they would not have applied. And the question was, why would they not have applied? Their answer was they didn't, I still can't believe this actually, they didn't feel qualified. They didn't feel qualified. And that's the bit that I like to work on. And that's the reason I say we need more women to fail. Because when you push yourself into that space where you're not quite sure that you're qualified, you are taking a bigger risk. Women are more risk averse, and sometimes they're right to be. Because when a woman stands up in public, every time a woman stands up in public, it is a political act actually. You're challenging a convention. Thank you. I'd like you to think about what I've just said. Every time a woman stands up in public, that is a political act, and that's where I want to be, beside those women. So, women, take that risk, please stand up, fuck up, and do it for your sisters.
I love that.
Go first, sister.
Amazing.
I have a small amount of finger. It's tiny. It's just to say, I love that. And I love the way that actually you've made me think about the whole thing, because obviously I've worked with women and improving their confidence, but I've never seen it as a political act. Absolutely, that's key. And once we can get that message out there, I think that's going to make a real difference. So,
Good.
one more time before Mary's feedback.
Love it. Love the message. Love the story. Sorry. Cheers. We had drinks, by the way, at the end. This is not vodka, this is water. I promise. Two things I'd say as a stretch to take it to the next level. I don't know, I felt like the hand movements got a bit repetitive, so I feel really finding ways for you to move, because I felt you wanted to.
Yeah.
But this wasn't her energy. I don't think there was some restlessness in there, but you just didn't know where and how. Working on that so we can just, utilize the stage more. And a little bit of Mary I wanted.
Okay.
It was an amazing concept, what she talked about, but I wanted a bit more of you. I don't know how and what, but I'm sure you have had something where you just had to really step up for the rest of the sisterhood. Just something little,
Okay.
So that really opens their hearts and they connect and they melt. That's
Okay.
the only thing that was missing. Good one.
So I second the bit. I was thinking, why is she moving? Why isn't she not moving? So don't be afraid to move. The only thing I want to add to what Nick said is, first of all, I didn't get enough why women should fail from the talk.
Okay.
I got your reasoning why you think that way, but I think you could have given us more of the reasons besides not feeling that they could apply. It's like, I got what you wanted to say, but didn't get there.
Okay.
So I think women, we need to fail. And here's why. We need to fail because X, Y, Z. Let me tell you a story. 3 Kiwis, bring it back. That's why I encourage you, sisters, and go there a little bit to that preachy Martin that we've worked on. Go there and don't be afraid to, at that point, to be quite preachy and strong with your message. You're very executive. You're very majesty and executive. Those are faculties, by the way, that we teach. You're very composed, very graceful, and you're very kind of like, this is the way it is, right? So also adding in rolling us into it. So, how many here, you got questions is great at some point. So how many of you agree that women aren't in powerful positions right now? Hands up, or get them say, yes, I agree. Or point to yourself and say, I agree. Get us involved, and then the point will come across. And then tell me more, go even deeper, why women need to fail. Why am I bleeding? I just realized I'm bleeding. Okay, right? But that's what I would say to you. But great start. I think this could be a really good talk.
Great. It's good. Thank you.